Jay got the plug.
This is The Real Truth, I Say Podcast Network, the Hot Mic series. We live from the gym complex. We got a special guest with us today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Dougie Fresh, a.k.a. Yo Dougie. How y'all doing? I'm glad to be here.
Yo, Dougie, what's going on, man? So, you say you're glad to be here, and off camera, I know you were saying you're something like a nomad. Tell the people where you're from.
Well, I was originally born in the Bronx, New York, raised out in Maryland, specifically, Charles County, out down south, southern Maryland, and then, I don't know, I just been traveling a lot.
Weird.
Lived out in Texas for a while, Kansas. I don't really have a place to really claim home.
I can dig it. Tell the people where you drove here from today.
I just drove here from Biloxi, Mississippi.
Biloxi, Mississippi, man. This man came down here to show some love, get him a hard interview, so I'm gonna make sure we do that for him. So, let's talk about this. I get my net and boat like you see.
Yeah.
Oh.
You was feeling that line, huh?
Hell yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So talk about that how the whole song come about.
Well, that's my song Hustle. Honestly, so I've been really tapped in with like the Detroit sound. So like some of my favorite artists out there is like Cash Kid and Jay Swan. So I was like, let me pay attention. Like I want to kind of like emulate them in a bit. So I want to find their producers, and the producer's actually on YouTube. So there was this artist, this producer named Jay Got the Plug. Found him on YouTube. He ain't had no subscribers like that. So tapped in with him, found him on Instagram, and then got that. And it was just I don't know, the Detroit sound is just really bouncy with a whole bunch of bars back to back. That's really the emotion and like the feeling I wanted to give off with that song.
Yeah, you nailed it. Cause that's what I had to look at your bio again. I'm like, wait a minute, is he from the D?
Yeah.
You killed it. That joint was hard.
I appreciate it.
What's that Black Sheep freestyle?
Yeah, that was a videographer I know out there, out in Houston. That's when I shot it.
Yeah. So I was looking at, and again, I don't really give out musical accolades too easily. Like,
understood.
But again, man, like very talented. Your lyrical, your the way you can control your breathing on your track, your lyrical content, how you put it together, how you ride the beat, yo, it's hard.
I really appreciate that.
Yo, the songs I heard, I'm a fan of. Now, K9 the God, another artist that I'm an extreme fan of. You guys collab a lot. How did that relationship come about? Well,
I met him through his brother, Chan Will. I met him when I was out in Kansas, and at the time when I just started really taking rap seriously, and then that's when I was living in Texas. And then when I moved to Kansas, linked up with him through a mutual friend, and it felt good to finally find an artist that's like I could compete with, like actually have somebody that's like, oh, you're great, and like if work off each other. If he's good, I'm gonna get good, and we just keep getting better. And there's times when we were at the studio, he would always tell me about his brother. It's like, yo, my little brother, he can really spit. And we was on FaceTime a couple times, and ever since after he passed, it was just me and him just clicked up. To be honest with you, me and K9 hadn't really seen each other in a few years, in person, but we just maintained a relationship over the phone, sending music back and forth, and just shooting the shit, giving each other advice and stuff.
That's hard, man. Now I wanna elaborate on something you said. You said that you like the fact that the competition is there.
Right.
Like, how do you get to that point? Because it's a lot of people, they don't want that competition, or if they feel like somebody may be at a notch higher than them, they'll shy away from it. They won't even give them their credit for it. So how do you avoid that? What makes you different?
What makes me different? I feel like I'm secure in myself. I'm confident in my ability, and any artist is supposed to feel like they the best. And I can recognize skill where I gotta give props where it's due. because obviously, you know, everybody's different. Everybody has a lane I feel like that they excel in. There's certain things, let's say, Kanan could do that I can't do. And there's some things I know I could do that Kanan might not be able to do as well. And in his head, he might probably think that he can, but it's okay, because that's just how it is, you know, friendly competition. And it's, especially when competing with rap or like making a song, you want to put your best effort, regardless of anything. So if you know you did your best, then that's all, you know, that's all anybody could ask for. And especially when you're putting out a good product, as well as like actually, you know, showcasing your skill on an actual song.
Yeah. So, and I can vouch for that too, because I would say a conversation I had offline with K9, he mentioned when y'all get on the track, sometimes you get him and he'll let you know, alright, I'm gonna get you next time. Next time he'll get you. So, hey man, y'all keep that friendly competition going. That's great. That's an element that's missing in hip hop.
For sure.
You know, back in the day, that's what it was. Like, oh, we ain't beefing, let's go in here and rap and try and go at each other. But now it's like, man, you can't even do that. But that's a whole nother story. So, when we're talking about like all your creative abilities, I noticed in your bio, you didn't lead with the fact that you are a rapper, you're an artist. You said, hey, I'm a videographer, I'm in editing, video editing, and then I also produce. So, are those your main loves, or that's just...
I would say main love would always just be making music. It, like, in all forms, whether it be producing or songwriting and recording. Being an artist is definitely my main thing. Other things I just I would try to pick up skills over time. Like when it comes to producing, because it's like, okay, cool, I can make my own beats, then I wouldn't have to really pay for them, or or outsource for that. But with the way I feel like, you know, the way social media is, you got to be pretty much editing everything in order to stand out, or at least, you know, lower the cost on a lot of stuff. Because if I could shoot my own videos, then I wouldn't have to pay for a videographer. If I could make my own beats, don't have to pay for that. If I could like create any different type of content, all that matters is just making content. If I could create that myself without having to outsource, then I'm gonna just pick up as many skills as I can in order to like really make the best product, or just to market it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Lowering that overhead. So I'm gonna jump back a little bit. I know you talked about where you drove from last night. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in, well, it's kind of weird. So I was born in the Bronx. I lived out there for, I believe, till I was about 6. I was living there with my grandparents, you know, so my pops on the weekends. And then my mom, she was out in Maryland, and then moved with her. Then really just went to school out in Maryland until I graduated. But I would still always visit New York, because that's where the majority of my family was at the time.
Okay. So you mentioned New York, you mentioned Maryland. You talked about how you were influenced by the Detroit sound. And you also spoke about how you even drove here from Mississippi yesterday. So being in all these different places, what do you really notice that is common with the music scene, and what would you say is the biggest difference that you keep coming across?
What I feel is most common in the music scene is just every region has their own distinct sound, and people might not like stuff that's different from their own area, their own local area. Like, for example, you know, if there's like out in Texas, I was a promoter, and you know, dealing with DJs and different artists that it's easy for us to book in Texas, they wouldn't probably have that same love if they were to go to New York, for example, or just any other part of the country, unless they really, you know, blew up on that level. But I feel like what's just really common from it's just everybody kind of sticks to their own sound, and I don't know, not too many people, unless you've traveled and really got to explore and see the world. Not everybody is really open. I feel like people haven't really opened their minds to like other different sounds, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just really a lot of people are regionally locked. Okay.
And that what's your favorite region right now? Is it Detroit?
Honestly, nah. It's just I don't really have a favorite, because like, given all the places I've lived and just raised and experienced, I just love music from anywhere and everywhere. So I'll listen from like just DMV artists, and then New York. You know, that's really where my core is. Like when it came to starting, you know, learning how to rap and then put my words together. But then coming down to Texas and really seeing how they turn up, and then just YouTube is just, the internet in general. Just listening to any and everything and really seeing like, okay, cool, this is how West Coast people be sounding. Or this is how they do their style of beats. Or this is how people, from all over, just compare and contrast it all. It's just like, wow, like, music is dope at the end of the day. I don't really have a particular favorite.
Yeah. Something I like to highlight as well, like, I talk to a lot of artists and I talk to a lot of young artists. And I'm always impressed when I come across artists who had a business together. And I had this conversation with one artist. He was like, I'm an artist. I'm like, no, you're a rapper. He was like, no, I'm an artist. I'm like, you're a rapper. Because an artist, you have your stuff on the major platforms, you have your stuff registered, you have this and that. So helping him to understand there's a difference. When I looked at your stuff, all of it is in line, very professional. But I am curious because I'm starting to see this more and more, and I like to ask people just to kind of gauge why. What made you go with United Masters?
Well, United Masters isn't just my only distributor. Like for distribution, it's just every company has their pros and cons. At first, I originally started with DistroKid, just mainly because the cheapest price. Put your music on all platforms. It's the user interface was really simple, and but then Kanon had actually really put me on to United Masters and gave me some more insight on just how they work. So I just right now I've been dabbling in both, just really seeing, because I see the benefits in terms of, let's say, putting your music like with sync placements, putting them in NBA games or video games or movies. So that's a good plus, and the ease of it being a phone app, that's dope as well. But United Masters and DistroKid, as long as I can put my music out there, I don't really have a particular favorite. Just whatever works at the time, if I just want to see a difference.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just curious. So, what's your ultimate goal? Like do you want to sign to a major label? Like, what do you want to do ultimately with your career?
Honestly, from the beginning, I just wanted to sign. Just really, like, part of me just wanted to be as big as I possibly can. But then over time, as I've really grown and really understand how this game works, I feel that, like, my main goal is just to, just build a core fan base of people that genuinely, mess with me. And I couldn't ask for more, because what I've learned with, like, through booking artists and being a promoter, it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to be Drake. You don't have to be the top person. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got people that genuinely mess with you, you could be booked throughout the whole year and be able to maintain a sustainable income, and provide for your family. And if I could get paid for doing what I love and, like, actually get paid more than my actual job, that's all I want.
Yeah, for sure. Well, man, again, just very impressed with your overall, like, how you present yourself, your professionalism. What have you recently released, and what do you have coming up that people need to tap into?
All right. Well, recently, this past week, I just have what's today again? The 27th. Yeah, it's the 27th, right? Yeah. So recently, I had dropped three videos back to back. So I recently did a performance with a DMV-based company called Amped. It was a freestyle video, and that dropped last Saturday. That Monday, I had dropped a video. I was just testing out how to basically record my own music videos. So I did a freestyle video in the studio off my cell phone, and then I had a remix of Churchill Downs, the Drake and Jack Harlow song, and I ended up dropping that on Friday, like last Friday. So it's just about I don't know, right now I feel like this whole year so far I've been just trying to stay consistent, so people that are staying tuned, just expect something every month. Cool. At this point, like either one or two things, something's gonna drop.
So let me ask you the question I like to ask every artist. So an artist who's never heard your music, what song we gonna tell them to check out first to reel them in to your whole catalog?
See, that's a hard question for me. I would honestly say, it's hard because my music ain't the same. I tell people to go press shuffle, because obviously, music is very subjective. Not everybody's gonna like every single thing. I feel like I could do a little bit of everything. That's really where I feel when my skill set shines. So, but if I were to pick one song, I'd say "Haters to Believers" off my first collab tape, Future Legends. With actually, it was myself and Kanon's brother Chan Will. So yeah, Haters to Believers would definitely be a first one just to open your mind and see like, okay, cool, you know, because it showcase I can really rap, you know, and then it's just has a good message at the end of the day too. So I say fuck with that.
Cool. Haters to Believers. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. And I can vouch again. This man can really rap. So my next question for you is, what makes you actually want to be a lyricist, or where did that influence come from? When I don't want to say, because like you said, music is subjective, but the majority of it is a little watered down. It all sounds pretty much the same at this point.
That's what's popular.
Yeah, but what makes you? Nah, I ain't getting in that lane. Like I'm gonna keep this thing coming at you different ways. I'm dropping this lyrical content. Yeah.
What keeps me lyrical is, for one, competition with other lyrical artists, but like, cause I'm influenced by them, and I'm sure they probably influenced by me, like just the friends and people I collab with. But like artist wise, like it would definitely be Nas and Ghostface. Yeah, like I was like definitely raised off listening to Jay-Z, Nas, and on the R&B side, Mary J. I was a choir kid growing up, so it's just hearing, actually understanding, like, you know, coming from New York, bars is really, you know, regardless of anything. Like when I first told my dad I was rapping, he was just like, all right, cool. Like I know I had to come correct. You know, you can't really mess around with, you know, and it just sound like everybody else. But based on with what you said, honestly, I know I could do that, but I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes the watered down stuff is fun. Yeah, it's fun to make.
I can agree.
So I'll be doing a little bit of both. It really just depends on the mood and the beat.
Yeah. How long you been doing music?
Taking it seriously since 2019, the beginning of 2019, like all the way serious.
That's hard.
But I've always been just into music. I've been a choir kid since I was like in church, like 6 years old, just singing, and then middle school, elementary, high school, just singing in the choir, you know, and then voice got deep, balls dropped, can't hit them notes no more, so then I decided, you know, switch it up and then just try my hand at rapping. Met some people, mentored me a bit, and you know, it was I'm glad I stuck with it though.
For sure. Favorite hip-hop pioneer?
Hip-hop pioneer, what you mean by that?
Favorite previous artist? I know you mentioned Nas, but
Nas, Jay-Z, man, that's true. I can't really say my favorite, but it would definitely just be those two. Even, I mean, not even just on some old school stuff, but right now, you know, Kendrick, Cole, Drake, the same, you know what I'm saying? They the big three. But if I were to name somebody that's really unique and just in his own lane, that I guess not everybody might be their favorite, would definitely be Mac Miller.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard though.
Yeah.
Nah, I've heard of him, but I've never heard anybody say that.
I mean, shoot, man, I could go off for days, because that's just like, I can't really have a favorite, because everybody that I listen to excels in a certain category in my mood, where it's just like, okay, cool, if I want to be on this mood, I'm definitely going to this rapper for this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, you know, music is subjective, and like, honestly, it's kind of hard to tell. I like everything.
Yeah, for sure. So where can the people follow you at?
All right, y'all can follow me on Instagram at _Dougie, _YODOUGIE_. Anywhere else, just search Yo Dougie on Google, YouTube. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And I don't think I asked this, but I gotta know. I think I did ask, but I don't know if I got the answer. But Yo Dougie, where did that name come from?
Nah, you ain't asked that. Yo Dougie, so that came from, well, two things. My grandfather. Actually, I'm partly named after him, Stephen William Douglas. That's my real name. Okay. His name's William Douglas. So, and growing up, you know, in their house, my grandma always called him Dougie as a nickname. Okay. So that kind of paying homage to him, but also in the military, because I'm also a United States Airman.
Thanks for your service, man.
That's all good. Thank you. Military goes by last names, so. I barely ever use my first name. Everybody just says Douglas or Dougie. So I'm like, keep it simple, because making a rap name is hard. Or trying to think of one, it's kind of hard. So I was just keep it simple. Yo Dougie.
Either Lil or...
Yeah, I didn't want to be, you know, I don't want to fall in that crowd.
Yeah, or Young. Lil or young.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, man. So anything that we didn't cover that you want the people to know as we get ready to wrap this thing up?
Anything, sure. I would just say, tap in with me on Instagram, TikTok. Just search Yo Dougie. I'm either making a funny skit or dropping a freestyle, or just keep up with me. All my music's everywhere. You can search just Yo Dougie, Apple, Spotify, Tidal, all the above. I appreciate y'all tapping in, and yeah, that's about it.
Well, cool, man. Hey, y'all support this young brother. Again, anybody doing anything positive with themselves and putting out the quality product that he is, definitely want to get behind it. Again, this is True from the I Say Podcast Network. This has been the Hot Mic series with Yo Dougie. We live from the Gym Complex. We out.